to Oasis in the Desert. I'm Melanie, and today I'm going to be showing you how I do our research for what vegetables and fruits we are going to be planting and when we're going to be planting them. I'm going to start with our most general information, and in order to get there, what we do is go to the USDA Plant Hardiness Zone Map. So this is the best map to use. These do change depending on the year, but you can go to this website and then just zoom in on your particular area, and it will bring up your zone. And we are in West Texas, so we're in zone 8A. But we do have a little bit of zone 7B sprinkled in here, so you can see the green areas are zone 7B. So sometimes you'll see that, and that's because the zone hardiness is very generalized and simply is a measure of your average low temperatures in the area. If you zoom out a bit here, you'll see that this zone goes all the way through the U.S. And obviously, we live in the desert, and we do not have the same environmental circumstances as, say, North Carolina, even though they're in the same zone we are. So that's something to keep in mind, that just because you're in a specific zone doesn't mean that every plant for that zone is going to work for you and your specific environment. So you're going to have to do a little bit more research, but this is a good starting point. Is the Farmer's Almanac, and that's the one we've kind of really talked up in our series so far. So this one, again, it's kind of generalized. It's not specific. Well, it is specific to your area, but it is a little more generalized than what we're going to get to next. But there are two Farmer's Almanacs. So the new Farmer's Almanac is this one, and this one was started in 1818, and as you can see, they have a really pretty website, and it costs you money to go anywhere in this website. We don't want to do that. We want to be cheap, so we're not going to use that website. Instead, we're going to go to the Old Farmer's Almanac. And the Old Farmer's Almanac, their website is simply almanac.com, and I will link these websites in the description so that you can find them easily. But this one is free, and what we're interested in here, there's tons of information on here. You can see your weather conditions for your specific area and all kinds of good stuff here. But what we're interested in is going to gardening and planting calendar. And when you click there, I'm going to have to do it again. There we go. You enter your zip code. And that is going to bring up your planting dates for both spring and fall for a huge variety of fruits and vegetables. This is just going to cover pretty much everything you can think of. Some things will fall into a group's category. So most of your herbs you're going to plant at the same time, and tomatoes will also include tomatillos. Bell peppers will include all of your types of peppers, so you have to use a little bit of imagination when grouping stuff together, but it's going to give you a really good calendar to look at. This is all based on your frost dates, which is very important. So they collect their information over the last 300 years to determine the average frost date for specific areas. And in our area, that average frost date is April 2nd. And So that is what they're basing this on, and they're giving me the exact dates that I should be either planting outdoors, indoors, or starting seeds. And then if you're wondering, well, how do I know should I be starting seeds? There's a whole section down here on why to start seeds indoors, when you should start your seeds indoors, and how that affects your harvest, and when you should transplant your seeds into the garden. So there's lots of information here. I don't really follow the moon planting information, but if you want to get involved in that, you can. I just go by the frost dates, which I think are the most important things. And that is a really great planting guide to go by. It's specific to your area. And then there's another one, and this one's going to be determined by your state. Every state is going to have a AgriLife extension that you can go to and find your specific planting list that is recommended. These are tried and true in your specific area. So for Texas, it's the Texas A&M AgriLife extension. You can go here, you can find a planting list that is specific to your county, not just your state. So this is really good information. Anything on this list is going to be great for you to use in your garden. And these should be the plants that are your go-to and what you really expect to work well in your garden. Anything else that's not on this guide might work in your garden and might yield, but it's not a guarantee. So don't rely on those. So if you're looking for a specific type of tomato, this is the place to go to find what tomatoes work best in your garden. And now the next thing we're going to look at is a book. And this book comes from Amazon, and it is a month-to-month gardening book based on your state and your area. And this is very specific. It is broken down into all the different types of plants. So it's not just vegetables, but everything. But if you go to the portion on vegetables and herbs, you're going to see every single section broken down into a month-to-month what to do. And this tells you for your specific area what you need to be doing each month in your garden. This is very helpful, especially if you're a beginner and you don't know, what do I need to prune, what do I need to transplant, what do I need to start for seed. This book will tell you step by step, month by month, what you need to do. So those are some of the ideas for research that you can go through to find out exactly what you need to be doing so that you have the best yield for your garden.